Picture this: three seemingly ordinary quarters from 1968, 1979, and 1997 that could change your life forever. While most people see these coins as just 25 cents, smart collectors know they could be worth thousands. Today, we're going to explore why these specific years are treasured in the coin collecting world and how certain rare errors from these mintages have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. One particular 1979 quarter with a unique mint error recently sold for over $41,000, proving that history and imperfection can create incredible value. Get ready to discover what makes these quarters special and why you should never let a coin from these years pass you by. The 1997 USA quarter might seem like just another coin in your pocket. But what if I told you this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth thousands, even millions of dollars? Yes, you heard that right. Some 1,997 quarters hold secrets that collectors are willing to pay extraordinary amounts for, all because of one simple fact: minting errors. These errors, often overlooked by the untrained eye, transform a regular coin into a collector's dream. So, what makes these coins so valuable, and how can you spot one? By the end of this video, you might just want to dig through your change and see if you're sitting on a fortune. Coin errors are more than just mistakes. They're anomalies that make these coins truly one of a kind. While most coins pass through the minting process flawlessly, a select few emerge with unique imperfections. These imperfections, known as errors, can result from misaligned dies, incorrect planchets, or other production issues. And for collectors, the rarity of these errors is what drives their astronomical value. Let's dive into some of the most sought-after errors in the 1997 quarter. One of the most exciting is the double die error. This happens when the design is accidentally struck twice, creating a doubled image on the coin. It's a subtle but remarkable effect, and for the 1997 quarter, you'll want to inspect key areas like the words Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date itself. Under a magnifying glass, these letters and numbers might appear doubled or slightly shadowed. Coins with this error can fetch anywhere from $500 to over $5,000, depending on their condition. But the value doesn't stop there. Die breaks and cuds are another category of errors to watch for. Die breaks occur when the die used to stamp the coin develops cracks, leaving raised lines or blobs of metal on the surface. A cud, specifically, is when part of the die is missing entirely, leaving a distinct blob of metal in its place. These errors don't just make the coin look unique, they make it rare, and rarity equals value, sometimes reaching up to $1,000 or more. Now, let's talk about one of the most visually striking errors: off-center strikes. Imagine a coin where the design is shifted entirely to one side, leaving part of the surface blank. This happens when the blank coin, called a planchet, isn't positioned correctly during the striking process. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin. Some of these can sell for thousands of dollars depending on how much of the design is missing. Speaking of planchets, errors involving them are another goldmine for collectors. Sometimes a quarter is struck on the wrong planchet entirely, like one intended for smaller coins such as a dime. These errors are exceptionally rare and can sell for tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine holding a quarter that weighs less than it should or has an unusual color, due to being struck on an entirely different metal. These anomalies are not just valuable, they're historic. And then there are strike errors that seem almost impossible to believe. Coins struck multiple times, known as multiple strikes, create a layered or ghostly appearance on the design. These errors are mesmerizing to look at and can command prices as high as $15,000 or more. Another fascinating error is the broad strike, where the coin expands outward because it wasn't contained by the collar that normally holds it in place during striking. This results in a larger than usual quarter with smooth, rounded edges, and these can sell for several hundred to thousands of dollars. Now, you might be wondering, how can you spot these errors? The first thing you'll need is a high-quality magnifying glass or coin loop. Examine every detail of your 1997 quarters, focusing on the edges, lettering, and overall alignment of the design. Look for anything that seems off, like doubling, cracks, or an unusual shape. A small, overlooked detail could be the key to a life-changing discovery. To truly maximize the value of a rare error coin, getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC is essential. These organizations assess a coin's condition, authenticity, and error type, assigning it a grade that directly impacts its market value. A higher grade means a higher price tag, and some coins that might seem ordinary at first glance have gone on to sell for thousands once certified. Let me give you a few real-world examples to put this into perspective. In recent auctions, 1997 quarters with significant errors have sold for jaw-dropping amounts. A double die error in mint condition fetched over $2,500. An off-center strike with about 50% of the design missing sold for nearly $4,000. And a wrong planchet error? That coin went for a staggering $10,000. Each of these coins started as ordinary pocket change, but their errors turned them into treasures. What drives these high prices? It's a combination of rarity, condition, and demand. The more dramatic and unique the error, the higher the collector interest. Coins in mint state condition. Those that show little to no wear are especially prized, and when a coin is both rare and flawless, the sky's the limit on its value. Now, let's talk about where you can find these treasures. Banks are a fantastic starting point. You can request rolls of quarters and sift through them for errors. Estate sales and flea markets often have coin collections where rare finds might be hiding in plain sight. Online platforms like eBay or specialized auction sites are also great for purchasing or comparing coins. However, be cautious. The market is flooded with counterfeit or altered coins. Educate yourself to avoid falling victim to scams. If you're lucky enough to find a valuable coin, preserving it is critical. Coins lose value if they're scratched, tarnished, or mishandled. Always handle your coins by the edges and store them in protective cases like coin flips or capsules. Keeping them in a climate-controlled environment will also prevent damage from moisture or temperature fluctuations. What's amazing about coin collecting is that it's not just a hobby, it's an adventure. Every coin you examine holds the potential to change your life. And with so many 1997 quarters still in circulation, who's to say the next rare find won't be yours? Collecting isn't just about the money, it's about uncovering a piece of history and holding it in your hands. So, the next time you come across a 1997 quarter, don't just toss it into your wallet. Take a closer look. That small, unassuming coin could be worth a fortune, and you never know when you might strike gold. The 1979 Washington quarter might just be one of the most underestimated coins in American history. A coin you've probably overlooked countless times could hold secrets worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. What makes this everyday coin so extraordinary? The answer lies in something many don't even consider: mint errors. These hidden anomalies, caused during the minting process, turn ordinary quarters into treasures that collectors will pay astonishing sums to own. Let's dive into the fascinating world of coin errors and uncover the secrets behind the 1979 quarter's immense value. To truly grasp why this coin is so special, you first need to understand its history. The Washington quarter, first introduced in 1932, was created to honor George Washington's 200th birthday. By 1979, the quarter had already seen decades of production, but that year's mintage carried its own unique characteristics. With coins minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the production numbers were staggering. But amidst the billions produced, a few stood out due to their errors, and it's these few that collectors and investors obsess over. Coin errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process, and while most are caught before circulation, a small number slip through. These errors are not just mistakes, they're valuable rarities. Each type of error has its own story and allure, from planchet issues to die malfunctions and striking anomalies. Let's explore the errors that make the 1979 quarter a collector's dream. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die. This happens when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during production. creating a doubled image on the coin surface. On a 1979 quarter, this could appear on the date, lettering, or even the details of the eagle on the reverse. Imagine spotting subtle duplications in the word liberty or the phrase "in God we trust." These are not only captivating to observe, but can be worth a fortune depending on their prominence and clarity. Another error that commands attention is the off-center strike. This occurs when a coin is struck outside its intended position, leaving part of the design missing or incomplete. For 1979 quarters, off-center strikes of 10%, 20%, or even more are highly desirable, with collectors willing to pay premium prices for well-preserved examples. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value. Clip planchets are another fascinating anomaly. During the production process, the metal blanks that become coins can be improperly cut, resulting in coins with crescent-shaped clips along the edge. These 1979 quarters with clip planchets are not just errors, they're unique artifacts of a momentary lapse in precision at the mint. Brockage errors, though exceedingly rare, are another category worth noting. These occur when a coin gets struck with another coin stuck in the die, imprinting its design onto both sides of the new coin. For 1979 quarters, such errors are extraordinarily valuable due to their rarity and the striking visual impact they create to the untrained eye. These errors might seem like imperfections, but to a collector they're treasures. Identifying these valuable errors requires a keen eye and the right tools. A magnifying glass or a USB microscope can help you detect details invisible to the naked eye. Look closely at the date, mint mark, and edges for anything unusual. Subtle variations, such as a misplaced mint mark or an irregular rim, can mean the difference between an ordinary coin and a jackpot. That, of course, identifying errors is just the first step. To truly unlock the value of a 1979 quarter, professional grading and authentication are essential. Grading companies like PCGS and NGC specialize in verifying the authenticity of coins and assessing their condition. A high grade can significantly boost a coin's value. For instance, a Mint State 1979 quarter with a prominent error can fetch prices that far exceed its face value. Collectors and investors are often willing to pay a premium for these coins, and auction results prove it. Consider this: a rare error coin that might have started as pocket change has been known to sell for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Some of the most significant sales involve coins with dramatic errors like a double die obverse or an off-center strike. The market for error coins is dynamic, and as interest in numismatics grows, so does the potential for these coins to appreciate in value. Preserving your coins is crucial to maintaining their worth. Proper handling and storage can make a significant difference. Always hold coins by the edges to avoid leaving fingerprints or oils that can tarnish the surface. Store them in protective holders, coin flips, or albums designed to prevent scratches and environmental damage. And one golden rule: never clean a coin, no matter how tempting it might be. Cleaning can drastically reduce a coin's value by altering its surface and removing the natural patina that collectors prize. So, how can you find one of these valuable 1979 quarters? Start by searching your spare change. While the odds of finding a rare error in circulation are slim, it's not impossible. Bank rolls of quarters are another great source for treasure hunters. By purchasing rolls and carefully inspecting each coin, you might just uncover a hidden gem. Some enthusiasts even use metal detectors to search for quarters lost in parks, beaches, or other public spaces. Each method carries its own challenges and rewards, but the thrill of discovery makes the effort worthwhile. That if hunting for coins in the wild isn't your style, you can also explore the market for error coins. Dealers, online marketplaces, and auction houses often have a selection of 1979 quarters with documented errors. However, be cautious. The world of numismatics can be a minefield for the unwary, with counterfeits and altered coins posing significant risks. Always buy from reputable sources and, when in doubt, consult an expert. The fascination with error coins isn't just about the money. It's about connecting with history. Holding in your hands a piece of art shaped by chance and circumstance, each error tells a story about the minting process, human oversight, and the journey of a coin from production to circulation. The 1979 quarter, with its potential for rare and valuable errors, offers a unique opportunity to be part of this story. As you delve into the world of error coins, you'll discover a vibrant community of collectors and enthusiasts. Joining a local coin club or attending coin shows can provide valuable insights and connections. Online forums and social media groups are also excellent resources for learning and sharing your discoveries. The camaraderie and shared passion within the numismatic community are as rewarding as the coins themselves. Beyond the joy of collecting, error coins can also be a savvy investment. Like fine art or rare antiques, coins with historical significance and rarity have the potential to appreciate over time. The market for numismatic items is influenced by trends, economic conditions, and the intrinsic appeal of the coins themselves. By understanding these factors and staying informed, you can make educated decisions about building your collection and investing in errorcoins.so. The next time you come across a 1979 quarter, don't dismiss it as ordinary change. Take a closer look. Inspect the details. You might just be holding a small fortune in your hand. From doubled dies to off-center strikes and clipped planchets, these errors transform everyday coins into extraordinary treasures. And as the demand for these rarities continues to grow, so too does their value. The story of the 1979 quarter is one of hidden potential and unexpected discoveries. It's a reminder that sometimes the most valuable things are right under our noses, waiting to be found. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, the hunt for error coins offers endless possibilities. So keep your eyes open, your tools ready, and your curiosity alive. Who knows? Your next great find might just be a 1979 quarter worth a fortune. When you think of the coins in your pocket, you likely see everyday currency, something you use without giving much thought. But what if I told you that tucked within those simple coins are hidden treasures worth thousands, sometimes even millions of dollars? Today, we're going to delve into one such fascinating example, the 1968 USA quarter. For collectors and enthusiasts alike, this small piece of history holds untold value. Not just because it marked a specific year, but because of what happened during its creation, errors. And these errors, sometimes simple mistakes, have transformed this quarter into a coveted gem in the world of numismatics. Now, let's set the stage. Picture a factory floor in the mid-1960s. The bustling mint workers carefully shaping coins one by one. Machines punch out hundreds of thousands of quarters daily, pressing metal onto dies to create crisp, uniform designs. But not every coin leaves the mint perfectly. Sometimes mistakes occur, and those mistakes can turn a simple quarter into something extraordinary. These errors are what make a coin rare, and in the case of the 1968 quarter, it's the tiny imperfections, the ones you might never have noticed, that have made it a legend among collectors. Let's take a closer look. Error number 1. The double die variety. One of the most famous errors found in 1968 quarters is the double die variety. What does that mean? Imagine that the die used to stamp the design was slightly misaligned, causing a doubling effect. This results in an uneven, blurry image, especially on the lettering and date. The number 1968 might look almost doubled, giving it a distinct, ghost-like appearance. At first glance, you might think it's just a normal quarter, but experts can spot the difference. These quarters are highly sought after because only a small percentage were produced in error. A double die 1968 quarter can fetch hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. And here's the thing, these errors weren't always obvious. In fact, for years, collectors overlooked them, thinking they were just minor imperfections. But as word spread, their value skyrocketed. In some cases, they've sold for well over $1 million, proving just how precious these tiny mistakes can be. Error number 2, off-center strikes. Next, we have another type of error, off-center strikes. Picture the minting process again. Sometimes the metal wasn't fully aligned with the die when pressed, causing the design to shift off-center. Instead of a perfectly centered image, the design appears skewed. For the 1968 quarter, An off-center strike means that part of the quarter's date, mint mark, or eagle design is missing or shifted, creating a rare and distinct look. These off-center coins are extremely rare and highly prized, with some fetching tens of thousands of dollars in auctions. Why are they so valuable? Because minting processes are precise, and even a slight misalignment can make a coin unique and valuable. Collectors are constantly on the hunt for these imperfections, knowing they could hold hidden riches. Error number 3: clip planchets. Then there are clip planchets, a rare and dramatic error. Imagine a disc of metal meant for making quarters. Sometimes, these discs weren't perfectly punched out, leaving jagged edges or small chunks missing. These clipped planchets result in quarters that appear incomplete, with missing segments of the coin's design. For a 1968 quarter, a clipped planchet is instantly recognizable, a chunk missing from the edge, with a date and other elements noticeably distorted. These coins are so rare that collectors often go to great lengths to acquire them. Their scarcity adds tremendous value, and some have sold for over $250,000. Think about that, a piece of metal with a missing chunk worth $250,000. It sounds almost unbelievable, but it's true in the world of error coins. Now, let's talk about how these errors impact value. Collectors and dealers are always looking for the most unique, highest graded examples. It's not just about owning a rare coin. It's about finding one with the highest level of authenticity, preservation, and the most dramatic error. A well-preserved double die quarter with minimal wear can command the highest prices, especially at auction. But how do you tell if your 1968 quarter is worth more than its face value? The answer lies in examining the coin closely. Visual inspections, detailed photos, and professional grading can all help determine its worth. Experts spend years studying these coins, learning what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Even lesser-known errors like die cracks, mint mark errors, and off-metal strikes can make a 1968 quarter worth thousands. Each detail tells a story, one of how a small mistake in the minting process can result in an exceptional coin cherished by collectors across the globe. So, why does this matter to you? Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone curious about the value hidden within your pocket change, understanding error coins opens up a fascinating world of discovery. You could be sitting on a fortune without even realizing it. Coins like the 1968 quarter remind us that history, chance, and a little imperfection can lead to something truly priceless. Now you understand why these three quarters from 68, 79, and 97 have coin collectors searching through thousands of coins. The next time you receive change, remember the specific error markers we discussed, the doubled dies of 68, the rare mint marks of 79, and the elusive striking errors of 97. Knowledge is your most valuable tool in identifying these treasures. Don't forget to check your coin collections, piggy banks, and even that old change jar on your dresser. Share this video with fellow coin enthusiasts and drop a comment below if you've ever discovered any special quarters from these years. Hit that subscribe button for more fascinating coin discoveries, and remember, sometimes the most valuable things come disguised as ordinary pocket change. Until next time, happy hunting!